Well, guys, you enjoying your treats? Looks like you are. You might want to take a moment just to say thank you to your viewers and friends and family that provide those for you. Yep. Speedy, do you have anything to say? What about you, Cleo? Spooky, any words of wisdom today? Well, as you can see, they're enjoying their afternoon treat session. And I know they'd like to thank you and send you some kitty hugs for sending them their treats. They sure do love them, as y'all can see. And it's quite humid out here, 98%. And it's just starting to sprinkle, just a tad. Yeah, we've had non-stop rain since, about the 17th. And we sort of been remiss and haven't been doing many videos. That's because we've been working frantically on the yard. But to do that first, we had to do some work. We're going to talk about that and what we went and had done today in our journey to the cure of the prostate cancer. So let's sit down on the front porch. Spooky's already got his place, and chat a while. You okay, Spooky? You had enough? Or you saving some for later? Yep, I can hear you. Well, it's starting to sprinkle a little bit. Oh, well, hello there, friends and family. So good to see you again as always. I'm glad you could stop in for a minute and chat a while with us. It's been a very, very long day. Yeah, like I said, we've been trying to frantically do some work on the yard to get her back in shape because we let it go a little bit long. Got, sort of in bad shape. And I think y'all know the reason why. Since we've been going through the treatments, the prep work, the tests, the scans, the biopsies, and what have you. And it's going to be going on for the next couple of months. But to get the yard ready, we had to work on our mower. Yep, she's getting old, the old pony. And her tires, they've gotten dry rotted. They're all cracked up, wouldn't hold air anymore. So we had to order some tire sealant and wait for that to come in. Wait for a day that I filled up to it and get them all filled up with that. All put back some air in them, which they help, thank God. Because if you've looked up the price of tires on a mower lately, you'd be shocked, as I was. So I'm grateful that the tire sealant, we use slime, fixed plat just wouldn't do it, and they're holding air, and we were able to start frantically working the old grass down. And we got most of it done before the constant off and on rain set in on the 17th. And it's been pretty much every day since then. And we've got quite a bit of rain. If you're down this area, you know what I'm telling you is the truth. But we sorely needed it, and I won't complain. But then we get to today, and today was the day in my continuing journey with prostate cancer to, get cured. And I have picked a certain course of treatment. As you know, it's going to be 5 different treatments instead of going with the traditional 28-day treatment. And of course that means more intense radiation for longer periods of time. And it's not going to be 5 consecutive days, as I've stated in the past. It's going to be, you go in and get it one day, you skip a day, then you go to the next, skip a day, then you go in, And anyway, because of the intensity and the amount of radiation being directed on the tumor, radiation not only causes and destroys damage and destroys cancer tissues and cells, but also nearby healthy tissue, and you don't want that. So with the fact that I will be going and getting more intense treatment, they have to do a procedure prior to my radiation treatment starting, and that's what we had today, and that's called a Barrigel procedure. And my day started at 4 a.m. this morning. Get up, start to get ready. You have to do a cleanse. You know what that means. Yep, you got to clean out your bowels and your rectum. Get them all spiffy clean. And to do that, you chug down copious amounts of milk magnesia, and that'll do the trick. Of course, in all truth, that should have been started a little bit later in the evening when I went to bed. But I went to bed late because I don't sleep well before I go to these procedures and scans and everything that I've been going through. But I did take it, and it did work. Not as much as I hoped. So I also had to take products that's called Fleet, and that'll do the trick. Rapidly, I might add. So anyway, enough about that. We got it all cleaned out. And of course, then we, had to do the, get a shower, shave. I didn't shave real close. I just got a trim. Do our hair, which I gave myself, a self-made haircut, which I'm rather proud of. I think I did a fine enough job. And then get dressed, find everything, because we had to have some pills that we had to take at 7, an hour prior to the procedure starting at 8 at my oncologist's office at Alabama Cancer Care. This is in Montgomery. And so I got those pills, which are actually Valium, to relax you, so you're all nice and relaxed for this procedure. But you don't want to be driving while taking Valium, so you wait until an hour before. And of course, they require somebody to drive you there, and then of course somebody to drive you back, which was going to be my son. So I jumped in the car around 6. I drive to Montgomery to my son's home, and then I take the Valium, visit the little boy's room to make sure nothing else needs to evacuate, jump in the car, we head on over there. And they got me right in within 5 minutes of getting there. This is a fine place. Like I say, they're very upbeat, very caring people. You can tell that. I've had nothing but good experiences over there so far. And then, you got to strip down, at least from the waist down, because this procedure involves inserting a gel between the prostate and the rectum. And what Barrigel, which is the brand name, all it is a barrier gel that's injected via a very long needle, I might add, and not too small, in between that prostate and the rectum. And what the gel does is it absorbs and blocks the radiation from affecting any of the healthy tissue around the prostate, and specifically the rectum area. But to do that, they first got to numb the area, which is done with a smaller needle, thank God. and you're given lidocaine, which is a topical, I guess it's a topical numbness fluid, for better words, or lack thereof. And that was, you know, they got you on your back, feet in stirrup. Yep, it's not very proud way to go, but it's what you got to go through. And they slowly bring that needle, and it's got to go way deep in, and they go nice and slow, because if they go too fast, you're going to feel a little pinch and possibly a little pain. But I got to admit, my doctor, he's really a pro. Yeah, I was very anxious, all stressed, but I really didn't feel, there was a couple of pricks along the way, but really no significant pain. You could feel the pressure though. It's sort of like when your dentist is numbing your gums. Yeah, you get that first initial prick that stings like hell, but once it starts to numb and all that, yeah, same sensation. But then comes the other needle, and it had to be 8 inches or more long, and that's got to go all the way down in there. And what they're doing is they use an ultrasound to look at that area and see where they need to go with this needle, of course, until they get it in the right position to apply the barrier gel, or the Bear Gel as it's called. And they do that, and they keep squeezing it on in there, looking at that ultrasound picture until they get the area filled between the prostate and the rectum. And the whole procedure probably couldn't have been much more than 20 minutes and that. And I was really thinking there'd be a whole lot more pain associated with it and discomfort. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit embarrassing, the position you're in, but hey, what you gonna do? It sure beats dying, doesn't it? Sometimes you got to throw modesty to the wind and do what you got to do to get through all this and that. And of course, I'm no movie star. It's not like, you know, I'm Burt Reynolds laying on that table with my feet in the stirrups and all. And no John Wayne or whoever you'd like to refer to. Yeah. But other than that, it went quite well. He was satisfied with the placement of the gel, and that's going to be what blocks this intense radiation from any of my healthy tissues and limit any possible side effects from the radiation, or it minimizes it as much as possible. So all this is going very well. Now, once we got dressed and everything, we sort of had a post-procedure little talk, and my next step will be to go back, not tomorrow, the 23rd, but on the 24th, at which time they'll conduct a CT scan of that area and ensure that everything's complete, in the right place. If it is, there'll be an MRI scheduled, which will take a look at, of course, the size of the prostate, again, the size of the tumor to see if it's shrunk, because we have been undergoing hormone therapy treatment as well. Once that's completed and evaluated, we will start having the radiation treatments. And it's starting to rain a little bit more. So I'm going to have to back up on this porch, or you and I are going to get a little moist and possibly wet. So hold on. Well, that's a little better. You're not getting wet. And I'm not getting wet either at this moment. There's a little bit more rain is starting to fall from the heavens above. But yeah, this is all so far gone very well. So I have high hopes that, you know, the CT scan, that's a cinch. I've had so many in my life, I know what to expect. As I've had MRIs. Yeah, they're confining. If you're claustrophobic, that could be an issue for you. Some people find it hard to breathe because of the confining space. The best thing you can do is just find that calm spot in your mind. That special place you go to. That's what I do. I think of a special place. Like the mountains or the canyons that once me and my son camped in several times a year. Or maybe when we were on the lake or the rivers fishing. Whatever relaxes you. And we'll get through that, and I'm sure we'll get through the radiation treatment. Because from what I understand, they don't take very long at all. Now mine will be longer than those that are in there for the 28-day therapy and that. But like I say, we'll go in like on a Monday. We'll receive our treatment. We'll have the Tuesday off. We'll go back in on a Wednesday for a treatment. We'll have Thursday off. We'll go back in on Friday, have a treatment. We'll have the weekend off. Oh joy. 2 whole days to rest. And then we'll start on that Monday for the 4th treatment. Skip Tuesday, and the 5th and final one will be that Friday. And then we should be complete. And if all goes well, as studies on this course of treatment have shown, the cancer should be eliminated and we should be A-OK. Now all during this course, we've received literally tons of prayers, well wishes, and donations too. And I want to say, you don't know how that has made me feel. I appreciate every one of you that's kept me in your prayers. Those of you who could, with your donations and that, because that's really going to help out. Because if you look it up, cancer ain't cheap. But we're going to pay what we can. And that's all we can do. We're not going to skip out on any of our debts. Somehow, we'll get it all done. But yeah, I hope in me going and documenting my journey through this and what I'm doing to be cured of prostate cancer may help some of you in the future out there. If you find old Mr. Tom here on his little piece of paradise in the deep south of Alabama, maybe as your fingers, you know, type across the keys, you'll come across this old man sometime in the future. And he'll help ease your anxiety and calm your fears too. Well, that's my hope. God willing, and by His grace, so shall it be. But as you can see, the rain continues to intensify. Now, a nice slow rain like we're getting now sure would be mighty fine. And I wish, you know, if you're needing rain wherever you are, I wish we could send you some too. But here again, if you don't ask, you don't receive. And that's the power of prayer. Like I said, I thank each and every one of you for keeping us in your prayers, in your hearts, sending your best wishes. It means a lot. So y'all, the kitty crews have had their treats. Won't be long till it'll be food time, food time. For me and for them, and the little princess of the house. Yeah, Heathcliff, Fluffy Muffin, which you got to see, and the new addition, Dusty. Yep, they're my midnight raiders in the darkness of the night, but I don't forget them either. And I'd like to thank you for sending them their food. They're well stocked up, and that's all because of all of you. So hey, as always, as the thunder starts to roll in and the lightning will soon come, y'all take care. Stay safe out there. May God bless you all as you have blessed those in your lives. Goodbye from now. We love y'all for what you do. Cleo, you're the faithful. You're not going to run, are you? You know, I might go inside and pull up a chair, and if it's just going to rain lightly or so, we can sit underneath the porch. You can jump in my lap, and I can pet you a while. What do you say? What do you say, Cleo? You want to sit in Papa's lap and watch the rain come in? You know, maybe we'll sing a few tunes. You know, rain tunes. Like that one you always like. Listen to the rhythm of the falling rain, telling me what a fool I've been. You know that one, Cleo? I seen you perk your ears up. I believe you do. Well, yeah, I think I might just do that. Make up some green tea, grab a chair, sit and sing to my queen of the yard, my Cleo. Life don't get no better than this. God has blessed us with rain. Yeah, for my garden, maybe it's too late, but you never know. The old man may still pull it out. You'll just have to wait and see. Later, all.